bring on Rolly. You know, he part of PBC. We already ran it once with PBC. I need to get my get back. So I'm gonna beat Rolly, and we're gonna have that.
Ryan Garcia isn't just confident, he's outright mocking Rolando Romero ahead of their fight, calling it the easiest payday of his career. Garcia has been relentless in trash talking, even labeling Romero a clown who doesn't belong in the same ring. In a recent interview, he took it a step further, joking that sparring with his trainer is more challenging than facing Romero. But here's the real question. Is Ryan underestimating Romero, or is he just that good? Will this be a walk in the park, or is he setting himself up for a shocking upset?
He is a tremendous fighter. He's a tremendous fighter. The only people he cannot beat happens to be myself, Gervonta Davis, and depression.
And Troyan Garcia is turning up the heat ahead of his May 2nd showdown with Rolando Romero. In another jab, Garcia took to social media, posting, "I'm bringing the broom on May 2nd sweep time," a clear message he's planning a complete domination. He didn't stop there either, calling Romero's style predictable and saying that Rolly's best shot is to pray for a miracle. Romero, refusing to back down, fired back by calling Garcia all Instagram and no substance, claiming Ryan's fame is more about social media than real boxing skills. But let's be honest, most fans aren't buying it. The general consensus, Garcia is levels above Romero. With the trash talk reaching new heights, this fight is shaping up to be an all-out war. But will Garcia back up his words? Or is Romero being underestimated? Fight Ryan Garcia's promoter is calling the May 2nd fight the most anticipated event in boxing this year. De La Hoya even claimed that Cinco de Mayo, weekend in New York, will be unlike anything fans have ever witnessed, comparing it to the golden days of boxing. When legends fought in outdoor arenas like Yankee Stadium, De La Hoya declared, "The Ryan Garcia fight against Rolly is going to surpass everything you've ever heard of and anything you've ever seen. It's going to be monumental. With all this build-up, will the fight live up to the hype? Or is this just another case of big talk before a one-sided beatdown?"
He's gonna fight Rolly, accept the bout with Rolly. I give him 200,000 cash if he beat Rolly. Now once he lose to Rolly, I don't want him to ever say Tank name again.
For casual fans, De La Hoya's excitement might be convincing, but die-hard boxing followers aren't buying the hype. Let's be real. Romero has already been knocked out twice and looked unimpressive in his last fight against Manuel Jaimes. Meanwhile, Garcia is at his peak, making this matchup feel more like a mismatch than a legendary showdown, and not much better. Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez might sound interesting on paper, but Ramirez is coming off a loss to Arnold Barboza Jr. Fans aren't exactly thrilled with all this in mind. Is this fight really a must-watch event, or just another overhyped payday?
It's funny, I'm ready to go.
I'm very feel right now. I'm very feel.
Do you feel a little disrespected? Because everybody says if he wins this fight, he's going to Haney immediately. So do you feel like you're getting a little looked over?
My daughter's on my undercard.
What weight is the fight out, Rolly?
47.
Exactly. De La Hoya's job isn't to tell the truth, it's to sell the fight. He can't exactly step up to the mic and say, "Look, my guy is about to steamroll a weak opponent, but hey, buy your tickets." Anyway, to his credit, he's at least trying to add some prestige by tying it to boxing's golden days big fights, big moments, and historic venues. Whether fans buy into the hype is another story. At the end of the day, boxing is as much about promotion as it is about skill, and De La Hoya, he's one of the best salesmen in the business.
I think they're definitely better sell a lot, just because they both got a unique personality.
Absolutely. De La Hoya is playing the promoter game to perfection talk. Big sell tickets, and hope fans forget the reality. It's all about perception, and honestly, the Haney versus Ramirez fight might end up being the more intriguing matchup. Haney took serious damage in his last fight, and the big question is, has he fully recovered? Fans aren't just wondering if he'll win, they're wondering if he can still take a punch. If Haney shows any cracks, Ramirez could expose them. Meanwhile, Garcia versus Romero feels more like a sideshow than a showdown. Sure, there's bad blood, but let's be real, this fight looks more like a showcase for Garcia than a true test.
Situation. I see that that's the most tension. Is there real beef there, or is it just you want to get ahead and you see him as a guy that you sparred a lot and you feel you should be in that position?
No, I want to chop that kid's head off.
Why?
Pro Sidits. Exactly the issue. Fans aren't buying the hype. If Haney struggles, Ramirez could be the one to expose him and end his run for good. But let's be honest, Garcia versus Romero isn't the fight people wanted. Cruz would have been a much better, more dangerous opponent for Garcia, and the fact that he wasn't available makes this event feel even more underwhelming. Fans want real challenges, not easy paydays. As for Turki Al-Sheikh, if he really wants to boost the event's credibility, a last-minute opponent swap would be a power move. Fans would actually get something worth watching, and the event wouldn't feel like a one-sided exhibition.
I still think Devin Haney can beat Ryan Garcia.
Oh yeah, I do.
Don't fight that type of style. Don't stand right in front of him.
Yeah.
Do your Devin Haney, and get out of there.
And that's what you do with rematches. You find everything you did.
The real issue here is that when a fight looks one-sided, no amount of hype can truly convince fans otherwise. If there's little risk or suspense, people start looking ahead to what's next. Like a potential showdown between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. De La Hoya is doing his best to sell this event as something historic, especially with it taking place on Cinco de Mayo weekend. But hardcore boxing fans already sense that Garcia is the overwhelming favorite. The real intrigue lies in what happens after this fight. The big question is, has Haney's recent loss weakened him, or is he still a real threat to Garcia?
Well, Ryan Garcia would be an amazing fight, you know. Me and Ryan sparred way back when, you know. We sparred twice, and there's always it's gonna be. I mean, that fight will sell out. I know that fight will sell out. That's one of the
thoughts. The real story here, not Garcia versus Romero, but what happens next. Haney is fighting for his career, and if he stumbles, his days as an elite boxer could be numbered. Meanwhile, Garcia needs a real challenge to solidify his status, and Romero isn't it. De La Hoya is doing what promoters do best, selling a fight, no matter how one-sided it seems. But hardcore fans aren't fooled. The real anticipation isn't for Garcia versus Romero fights for what comes after. Will Haney prove he still belongs at the top? Will Garcia finally face a true test? Those are the fights people really want to see.
I mean, I hope he keeps training with Derek James. It was a good performance. Yeah, he won.
Yeah.
He stopped Jordan. Yeah.
Garcia's constant trainer changes have become a storyline of their own. Some see his return to Eddy Reynoso as a smart move, considering Reynoso's past success in sharpening his skills. Others view it as another sign of instability, proof that Garcia struggles to commit to a long-term plan. Leaving Derek James after just 2 fights raises eyebrows. Is Garcia truly looking for the right fit? Question is whether his jaw is truly healed door. If it's still a weak point waiting to be exposed, what do you think? Does Haney survive Ramirez? And does Ryan destroy Romero? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more boxing breakdown.